Another CX episode, this time Scunthorpe. Let's see what we got. What going to PS Too Many Games?
He has too many games.
Hello guys, welcome to another episode of PS Too Many Games. Today, as I specified earlier, Scunthorpe CEX. Reason it's standalone CEX rather than combining two of them, because we got 4 games in this CEX, and they're relatively decent games. I say for at least one of them. But seriously, when you get to a point where you buy 4 games in one CEX and that's called a good solid win, you know you're struggling to find games. In all seriousness, we're now getting to the point where CEX hunting, and I mentioned it many times before, it's not my main aim anymore. It'll probably be retro markets and gaming markets, because that's where I've got a better chance of finding things I'm not going to find in CEXs. And CEXs really have helped greatly, but it's going to be less important going in the future, if you understand what I mean. I'm trying to plan a future travelling adventure with Dan again. Dan the Games Man. We haven't done it for a good 2 to 3 months now, and that's purely due to a mixture of many things. 1, finances, as they're kind of important. 2, actual getting the same day off, that's also kind of hard. And 3, holiday time, because obviously I've done both my holidays this year, and now I'm going to have more time on my hands. I like to say that. I'm a very busy man, to be honest, so I like to say I've got more time on my hands. So we're going to hopefully plan something in September. For the rest of this month, I'm just going to be laying low and trying to, like, hold money for when I really need to use it for, like, expensive games. That's the plan. Where we're going, haven't got a clue. Got to work that out. I did say I'll be going to Milton Keynes Game Market. I think that's October. I know there's a Norwich game, not a Norwich Game Market, but there's like a Norwich gaming event happening in, I think that's either September, October too. So there are 2 events I will be trying to hit, because logic. And Milton Keynes isn't that far from me, maybe 2 hours away from us, so it's not that bad. Because we've now got to the point where nearly all the close CXs we've been to, so any kind of new stuff, we're going to be doing at least 3 miles travelling. 3 miles? 3 hours travelling. And that's a pain in the ass. Really is. There is one thing I'm guaranteed to do with Dan in late November, December. I'm not going to mention it yet, but we have been mentioned of going to this place for some time, and I promised Dan I would not go there without him. I'll explain that in a future episode, but there are plans afoot. Plans are definitely afoot. I am a bit worried at the moment that the channel's getting a bit stale. I must be perfectly honest, because in the last 2 months, due to finance and other things, and not being able to find like tons and tons of games, it's getting a bit repetitive, and I'm trying not to make it repetitive. But when you're going for a PS2 collection, it's going to get super repetitive. I really need to start building that games room again. I keep delaying it until I like financially want to, and I'm in mental, not so much, I'm not mental. You know, you don't do things unless you're really going for it, and sometimes you get sidetracked. I'm a very easily sidetracked person. You might have noticed that. It happens. Basically, when I do the move back to the games, I want to do it in one go, like I mentioned a couple of times. And moving 1600 plus games is a pisser.
What a pisser.
And I like to, like, it doesn't look like I do, but I like to keep things, like, perfectly aligned. But sometimes you like push one game, like for instance, like push that in, and you just look at it and go, no, ruined.
Now it's ruined. It's all ruined.
It's like attention to detail. It's a pisser.
What a pisser.
I will say, one of the viewers did say they didn't like the white spine on the games. I'm not 100% fan of that either, I'll be honest, but it's just, it kind of does blend because of the black top, but I like coloured. The Americans had a better version, I think, where they all like had their own like coloured spines. I will say Dreamcast games, because they're like bright blue, they must look amazing, like a full collection, like perfectly organised, like blue, blue, blue. Same with Wii U. Same thing like with Wii U games, like the 150 physical copy Wii U games that were made. They must look amazing with a blue spine. White is a bit bland, but that's just how they made them. I can't really help that at all. But I'm getting a bit, not so much tired of looking at them, but it's like a bit boring. But it is easy to find things because black and white, so it's got that going for it. One thing that is starting to happen to me quite often By the way, the sun is setting, so the tint might get... I might have put the light on a second. Anyway, one thing that's actually starting to really get noticeable is when local, like, non-CEX game shops get a new stock in, but it's always the rare games I have. And I understand rare games, and there's rare and then there's, like, super rare. But the amount of times I've seen Echo Night Beyond turn up in a store, which is a very rare game. That's, like, one of the rarest games I own. It's like, we got this rare game in for, like, £100. Like, oh, god damn it, I've already got that one. You know, that kind of thing. Kingsfield 4 seems to turn up quite often for a rare game that's worth about £100. And it's like, can you get something I don't have? Like Raiden 3, for instance. By the way, that top 10 list of games I want most sooner rather than later is coming. I've just got to put some thought into what I want now rather than later. Plus, one of the items on that list actually... I actually found, so that'll be coming up shortly. Not an expensive game, just rare, like, shovelware. We're going that one. Anyway, Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe was an interesting place, not a bad place. It's just that I was like a lot of towns and cities, when their main industry, I know, steel, starts going downhill, it just affects the whole town. And when I'm driving through it, it wasn't a bad place, just it didn't seem a happy place. And anyone who listens to Scunthorpe, I apologise that offends you. It's just like, the happiness wasn't there. But the town centre was pretty full compared to, like, Worksop. It was quite a few people there, so good stuff. I mean, I went to a bakery and got some, just got a 4-pack of rolls, and the lady behind the till looked like she was just about to give up on life, and she was so depressed. And it's like, I just want some rolls. And she was like, basically, you know, one of those people, it's like, just looks at you and it's like, they want to tell you to fuck off. Yeah, she wanted to tell me to fuck off, and I never met her. So does the legend of PS Too Many Games lives on. I will say, while on holiday, during we were having a meal one evening, there was this one man from Yorkshire who was literally pestering everyone, having a conversation with everyone. Now, I'm all for having conversations, but when you're having a 3-course meal, that's not the time to have a conversation with somebody. And he was basically trying to find any conversation. I'm assuming because he was lonely. But he was just how can I put this? A full-blown asshole who I was very close to having a confrontation with, but I held off because, like, this won't look good. Especially since I'm not technically from Yorkshire, this won't go down very well. Having the guy with a non-Yorkshire accent give out to this Yorkshire punt. Yeah, punts, by the way. I'm not using the C word. I want to use the C word. We'll just call her putts. But yeah, that hour was close. This was also the same weekend that people were rioting in the north. I don't want to join that list of criminals. And where's the PS Too Many Games episode? Oh, sorry, he's inside for GBH. He didn't come back for 2 years. Not a good look.
Your wife has paid your bill, Mr. Simpson's son.
Thank God. Can take another minute in this hellhole.
Anyway, we're going to throw a commercial in right now. We'll see on the other side. We've got 4 games from Scunthorpe. And by the way, that's free. That's 4.
3! Pick up a 3, my lord!
I'm leaving it all in. Screw it. So 4 games from Scunthorpe. See you on the other side, guys.
Evil stalks you once again in Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse for Nintendo. But you possess the gift of transformation and become the vengeful ancient ghost pirate, or the son of Dracula who defies his father's fiends, or the mystic warlord with a cloak of magical powers. It's never the same adventure in the 17 worlds of terror of Dracula's Curse. Enter the Dracula's Curse sweepstakes today.
And we are very much back. Scunthorpe CX itself was actually a relatively decent store. All 4 games that I had on the list, they actually had in stock. So that's a win for organisation.
It was absolutely terrible.
Sounds so patronising when I say that. No, they were better than most. They were better than most. They were in, like, the top half of the list of CXs. I would get from top half to ones I would happily return to ones I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. I'm looking at you, Brixton. You were a terrible CEX. Game number 1, very shovelware game, very popular during that time. Hannah Montana Spotlight World Tour. So for anyone who was young, about 20 years ago, Miley Cyrus' alter ego apparently on Disney Channel was Hannah Montana, and she had a reasonably successful TV show. I never watched it. I've been told it was good. The only thing good about that show apparently was Dolly Parton. Not a fan of Hannah Montana / Miley Cyrus. I think she's an attention-seeking whore. Slanderous. And we'll leave it at that. We're never going to be big time at this channel, so they're not going to sue us. And if they do sue us, we will kowtow like you will not believe. So in case of any legal threats, Miley Cyrus is no way a whore of any kind. Sorry? Question mark? What I've learned from watching 30 years of Have I Got This For You, if you literally just say the phrase, I apologise, Miley Cyrus is no way a whore. Just say that, you're legally in the clear. I've learnt things in life. Right, the second game wasn't in my rack, so I'm assuming I don't own it, but it doesn't look like I own it. This is a mouthful. National Football League QB Club 2002. It's so weird to see a non-Madden American football game. It stunned me when I saw this. I knew these games existed, but I'm assuming this was before the Madden franchise was a thing. I could be wrong. Now, back in the day, you didn't actually have to have a full National Football League license to actually have games. Obviously, Madden has that now, but there used to be like third-party games who were like novelty American football. I'm assuming this is one of them because this is not Madden and yet it's American football. I could be wrong. I will say I had to take the sticker off just to make sure this was a PAL game. It is. It's got the British flag on the back. But I didn't have this, so this actually is not so much a rare game. It's one of those games that is like one of those games that just slipped from the net. So very happy to find this. I have nothing against American football. It's a sport. It's one of the better sports from America. Nothing more to say about that. Moving on. Now the next game, I will say I was a bit sad to pay this much for this game. Harley Davidson's Race to the Rally. Now, for anyone, before we go any further, I'm a fan of motorbikes. I watch a lot of MotoGP, motorbike racing. I think like Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Aprilia, KTM, BMW, and Ducati. I mean, good God, my brain's dying, but I watch MotoGP every year. I like it. I don't like these kind of motorbikes. How can I explain it? Like the low riding, like laid back. I mean, it's a cool look, but I've been told from multiple people that after about 12 miles of riding the bike like that, your arse goes numb. Like your arse goes numb, so you have to get off because your spine cannot take that kind of laid back biking. Now, if you've got a tricycle, those like tri-bikes, I mean, they look cool. That looks about right, but you don't see many Harley Davidsons over here for that reason. That you can't do long journeys because your arse just goes numb. Also, if anyone's watched any like WCW 1996 like Hog Wild pay-per-view, the average person who rides Harley Davidsons do not look like the kind of people that would like me. We'll leave it at that. Anyway, £12 pay for this. Didn't really want to pay £12 for it, but I've got it now, so I own it. That's about right. It might be a good game, just not my cup of tea. We all have preferences. The last game was a game I was actually happy to find. I've actually been intrigued by this game and I never played it. If I don't pronounce this incorrectly, I apologise. Legaia 2 Duel Saga. Now, from first looks, this looks like either an RPG or a tactical role-playing RPG. You know, where you take turns, like on a field. Anyway, I'll just read the back and this will give you some kind of idea what this game's all about. A magical crystal that supplies infinite water to the small village of Null is stolen by force, later causing a solar eclipse that drowns the land in an evil light. Evil light. Okay. The monsters flourish and all seems lost. Now Lang, a rookie member of the Vigilante Corps, must fight his way across uncharted lands to recover the crystal and restore peace to the land. Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm sure this actually plays well, and it costs £15, and there must be something to it, because otherwise, the majority of expensive games, or like mid-expensive games, are either very good games, very rare games, or so bad it's good. I'm hoping it's number one. I will try this. By the way, it's only a one-player game, so I'm almost certain it's an RPG. I could be wrong. If you've got any information about this, please tell me, because I'm always down to try new stuff. But this seems to be a decent buy, and I'm very happy to have it. And the sticker came off in one go. Outstanding. No marks, anything. EDOS game. So, anyway, that's all we're gonna have. That's all the time we're gonna have for this week. Right, depending on which day this episode comes out. If it came out on the 22nd of August, that means this was a replacement for CX Roulette. If this came out a lot later, that means things went to plan. Unlike last week's ending, where I clearly said have a gay guys, which did Dan's significant other did piss. Well, Dan sent me a video about his significant other pissing herself at that joke. By joke, I mean totally intended thing I said, not a mistake. So you're welcome, Dan's significant other. Anyway, have a good day, guys. Have a good evening. Have a good night. I'll see you later. Bye.